Hey, welcome to your Virgo horoscopes for the week of the 21st through the 27th of January. Focus is on family. Juno is still very much a part of that focus in retrograde. And Juno, as we have talked about and will talk about for the rest of the year, because he's not going anywhere, really represents how we relate in terms of relationships, specifically partnership relationships. And his retrograde kind of does make things a little bit sticky, if that makes sense. And I do have to emphasize that even though Juno really represents partnerships, it can represent any kind of relationship. And specifically, I kind of feel like this week's influence, at least up until the end of the week, things get interesting on Saturday. But before then, it's really pretty quiet. There is no other planet influences. And I feel that one of the things that you guys will be dealing with more so this week than you have been is really seeing the difficulties in these relationships coming to the surface. It's a funny thing, I think, that we human beings do on a fairly regular basis, and that is we always have challenges in our relationships. Some of the things are just little things that aggravate us, like, the fact that you can hear somebody chew because they chew loud or something like that. I mean, those types of things are really hard to nitpick on. I'm talking more about the relationship in terms of the connection and communication between the two people. And one of the things that is big in the world right now that is just absolutely not working very well is appeasing difficult people. And when you just do things to appease these difficult people, just to get them to kind of shut up right now so you don't have to deal with them, what you create is a vicious cycle of this person who knows that this is what you're going to do. So they're going to use the tactics that they always use to get you to draw the same conclusion, which is give them what they want so they'll get out of your face, kind of a thing. This week, it feels like that is becoming more and more of a problem, especially when you're focused on something, you're trying to do something for you, and these people, there they are in your face, in your face, in your face again, and you just want to explode. No, I don't want to help you today. And unfortunately, it's that reaction that makes them amplify their reaction. And then before you know it, you get the guilt trip, you get I did this for you, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of narcissistic stuff. And this is something that I don't think that there's a family that doesn't have a person like this in it. There's so common, such a common mentality these days because it's really hard to live. And in all honesty, those of us, and most of my Virgos will be like this, are doing whatever we possibly can to make it in this world. And we have those people who are doing absolutely nothing to make it in this world. They're relying on other people and they're manipulating these other people in order to do that. So this kind of comes to a head as we get to the end of the week because the moon is set on the cusp of Leo and Virgo, moving into Virgo late on Saturday, moving into an opposition with Saturn right off the bat as it's coming in. And Saturn's focus is on those that support you and your responsibility to how you want those people to support you. Now, a lot of people just don't say anything and they hope that people will do what they want them to do, and it never works. Newsflash, it never works. And it causes a lot of frustration. That's why this lineup has to happen to show you that you have a responsibility in your support system. And when you have these people that you tend to give assistance to a lot, when you go to them for support, chances are they're not going to be very supportive. They're going to be too busy. They're going to have other things that they need to do, or they simply can't find the time to help you. And this is where you have been quote unquote irresponsible in creating your support group. Better options would be to find the support that is going to work for you, or find somebody that is actually going to be helpful in this particular instance. And sometimes that means that we need to reach for professional help, not necessarily within our personal environments or families, if that makes sense. Even friends, they can be very helpful in some things, but not in other things. They just don't have the knowledge, or the really, in some cases, the time to commit to learning what they need to know in order to help you, if that makes sense. That's why professional help is always a little bit easier. The moon also is moving into a grand trine with Uranus and Venus as it's moving into your sign on Saturday as well. Now, grand trines are awesome. They're amazing. They're wonderful. This is really kind of sort of an earth and fire trine to a certain extent. So we have that lovely fire energy of behind actually getting things done. And Venus's focus really is on finances, while Uranus's focus is on just letting the past go. And this, I think, is a really big deal, because when we are let down, especially Virgos, I've noticed, when we're let down by the people that are supposed to be there for us, we lose a lot of our oomph in terms of the energy that we're putting in towards our goals. It makes us feel like we're not worth the help, like we're just not important enough. And we should not be letting those people make our decisions. Those people have problems of their own that are driving the reason why they're doing what they're doing. Their problems should not be making your current decisions, right? That makes absolutely no sense, especially if this particular individual isn't doing anything about their problems. So you want to be very careful. And this is where the balance and the fact that this grand trine comes in to help you is so incredibly necessary. If these people aren't being supportive, move on to somebody who is being supportive. This is all about your legacy. This is all about you building up your financial security. It doesn't really have to do with anybody else unless you're married. And then legally, technically it does, but this day and age, it also doesn't have to either. This is all about you and what you're putting into your success. The distractions, the people who are not doing that, all of that stuff is just getting in the way. And while they may be good excuses as to why you can't do it, it really is unfair, regardless of what they've done to you, to put that on them, because it's not in their control. It's in yours. So it's very important this week, I feel, to pay close attention, to keep your eyes open for these particular relationships, and put the kibosh on appeasing them just to shut them up. You have to start laying boundaries down on them. And yes, it's possible that it could end the relationship in some way, which is unfortunate. But here's your choices, okay? End the relationship and move on towards what is important to you in terms of your success. Or keep this going literally indefinitely, because once you start appeasing somebody, they never go away. And I mean, they never go away. I've had this issue with certain individuals in my life my whole life, still doing it. Boundaries or no boundaries, they're still trying, and they always are. The key is that my boundaries, I don't feel guilty about saying no when it's not something that I'm required to do for them at all. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do consider sending a tip or donation through my coffee link, which is down in the description of the video. And also, if you would like to be, if you are interested, I should say, in a personalized weekly reading based on these horoscopes, as in what do these horoscopes actually mean for you personally, then check out my membership information, which is in a link in the description of the video as well. If you would like more information, if you would like to see what the video looks like, because it is on YouTube, but it's unlisted for privacy reasons, so only the people that are in the video actually have access to it, then let me know and I can send you the video so you can check it out, see if it's something that you might like to do. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys make it a great week. I mean, you're Virgos, okay? It's all about Virgo power all the time. That's how Virgos roll, right? Don't let anybody else, regardless of whether it's their actions, their words, whatever, have anything to do with controlling your actions this week, especially this week. This is all about you moving towards your personal goals, financial goals, career goals, etc., building your legacy. I'll see you guys next week. You guys make it a great week.